You are listening to the Beyond the Pain podcast, where Dr. Emil Tompkins and his guests guide you through the latest techniques to relieve your pain and learn how to fuel, move, and think for lifetime wellness.
Welcome to episode 41, Functional Fitness with CrossFit Saguaro. We have two special guests, Saki and Vanessa Bryant, CrossFit trainers and owners of CrossFit Saguaro. So Saki Bryant has been a CrossFit trainer with over 15 years of health and fitness experience. He's a New Yorker, he's a Marine, a veteran who over the last 7 years has been focused on getting people healthy and functionally fit to move and enjoy their best lives. Saki has also been a 3 times CrossFit Games Regionals team competitor. He's also competed nationally in Olympic weightlifting, a husband and father of 2 beautiful young girls. His wife, Vanessa Bryant, is a CrossFit trainer with 7 years of health and fitness experience, a wife and mother of 2. She's been dedicated to living a healthy lifestyle. She has a passion to seeing people of all ages, young and old, come out and live a healthy, functional life. She's trained individuals, young and old, and have seen tremendous results that led to a much more functional lifestyle. Saki and Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm so glad to be able to have you. So, can I get you to expand on your bio a little bit?
Sure. For me, Saki, my wife Vanessa, but for me, Saki, I've been doing CrossFit for about 10 years now, and a little bit more, but I've been in the health and fitness industry, so to say, exercising health and fitness for about 15 years or more. I started out really as a Marine, and no wonder, of course, fitness in the Marines, you have to be fit.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So got out of the Marines and started to train on my own, kind of, and picked up CrossFit, and have been leading into from working out to the capacity of also coaching individuals, and now we're really training at a high level, having our own gym.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Well, I was not in the Marines, and I was not into health and fitness at all until I got married and had children and started gaining weight, and just I was a typical American. I was out there eating fast food, had no concern about my health at all, honestly. And so it wasn't after I had my first daughter, who is now going to be 7 years old, and started kind of gaining weight and realizing, like, hey, my life is not going in the direction I want it to go. And I knew that I wasn't healthy, and I knew that I was starting to raise a little one, and I wanted to be, fit. I wanted to be able to pick up my child, be healthy, not be out of breath. Then along came my second child, and I was like, wow, this is getting intense. So I wanted to be a good example for my girls. Yeah. I didn't want to, I just wanted to be healthy and just keep up with them and play with them. And, I just saw, I created lives, and I'm like, I want to live longer for my family. So I decided, I found CrossFit at the same time Saki did. So I've been doing it about the same time, 10 years, and it's been an amazing road for me. I kind of came into fitness at the beginning before I had my kids. I was kind of the natural thin person who just thought, I don't never need to go to the gym because I look great. But everybody needs to go to the gym, whether you're thin. Everybody needs to have some type of functional fitness in their life, because again, we do a lot of where you're squatting, sitting down, just basic movements that everybody has to use on a day-to-day basis. And so I got involved in CrossFit. I fell in love with it. The atmosphere that you're in, the camaraderie that we've built and we've been in and we've come from is amazing, and I just loved it and just grew a passion for it. I love the way it affected my life and my husband's life. He has big muscles now. Before he didn't. Just kidding. But we got
No, he
fit.
does. I can see them here. It's really unfortunate for you guys listening. You don't get to see these guys' muscles right now,
But we just grew a passion for it, and I love the outcome of it. I love the results. And I was like, man, I can't keep this to myself. I want to share it with the world. Yeah. And so got a passion and, started in a small garage, and We had people, they loved us. The garage was 120 degrees, and we had a couple people in there working out and not complaining. And I was like, man, these people really love us. And they kept coming, and more people kept coming. So then we've been growing since then. But it's just huge passion of mine to share what we've got introduced to and what's literally transformed my life. Because I can, if I'm honest and transparent with you guys right now, if I wouldn't have done started CrossFit years ago, I just see myself overweight and just going in a bad direction in life. And I'm so grateful that I caught that, and I caught this CrossFit bug, and I'm excited, and it's fun, and I love it.
That's great. It's really amazing to hear your story and the different paths that both of you took to get here. From being in the military, where it's normal and natural to exercise and be fit and be healthy, and just going through this natural outcropping from there to just continuing to do that and continuing to develop yourself and get better and better, to you, Vanessa, living the normal American life of maybe not really thinking about exercise, just kind of getting by other ways, and realizing the importance of that and taking that step and watching it change your life and then applying it to your family. This is something that each of us need to realize whenever we learn something, we get new information, or we find out something that can help us to be healthier. Don't just hold it in. Actually use it to make a difference in our own health, but then also share it with others so that you can make a difference in the way other people are experiencing their life and their health. So thank you so much for that. Do you feel like, was there any point of struggle before the breakthrough and the success that you're having now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, struggle in general for our own fitness, and also just a struggle in general of getting people to understand that CrossFit truly is, and what we do is truly going to be so beneficial for each individual. You talk about, I can go from my own experience, truly. When I started CrossFit, I was doing well. I started competing. I was able to compete at the CrossFit Games regionals, and a few times. But then I got an injury from my own doing, and not being careless, basically. And what happened is it spun me into a place where, okay, what will I do with this now? And I turned that injury around, and what it really boiled down to was to show that CrossFit was so much more than just what people may have seen on TV or may have thought about. Those are for the elites, or those are for the wonderful people. What it brought me to was a place where I had to really rehab myself from my injury, and the way I did it was through CrossFit, which was so weird. But so now I'm taking it scaled back and doing it as an everyday individual who wanted to be healthy. And from that actually made me open up my eyes so much more about the benefits of this, that I can actually use CrossFit to rehab myself from the injury that I actually had. And it was basically me doing those functional movements, paying attention to it, having a coach there to help guide me through it, and which now has led me into that success, which in turn, truthfully, that led me into the place where I need to teach this. I need to share this to people, because I see how this really, from my own standpoint, I was once injured. I had seen some success, and then it came crashing down on me. And where now I'm like, I need to figure this thing out. And when I went to just take regular basic movements of CrossFit and just begin to join in with classes and with coaches who cared and who understood fitness and how the body should function, it actually just took me on a whole new world. And here I am, now training and coaching in that aspect. And that is really, if I have to say, it was one of the things that really, it was something that it was a hardship at first, a heartache, and it turned into be a great blessing for myself and my family.
That's really great. So tell me about this, and then I'm going to ask you the same thing, Vanessa. Tell me about this, because you just mentioned something that I think a lot of the people listening here might be wondering. You use CrossFit in a way to help you rehabilitate from injury, and I think there's a certain number of people that I talk to that worry about this kind of exercise, that maybe it would hurt them. So what do you have to say about that? Because the regular person who wants to make themselves healthier, is this right for them, or is it really just right for the elite super athlete that wants to compete?
I'm really happy you asked that question, because that's a big misconception out there. No, it's actually for anybody and everybody. All our workouts are scalable. That's one thing that I love about our classes. I can coach a class and I can have from a teenager to a 60-year-old woman who may not, if let's say we're doing like a press overhead, let's say that she may not be able to do a certain movement, I can walk around and scale accordingly. So it's we actually prevent injuries because we show you how to pick things up off the floor properly. We show you how to put stuff overhead properly. Everybody puts groceries away in their cabinets. Everyone goes in their closet and has to reach for something. Everybody has to pick up, you know, their kids' shoes or whatever, trash, or pick up whatever off the ground. Everybody has to pick things up off of the ground. So it's the contrary to that. We teach you how to do it in proper form, and we watch you, we walk you through it, and that transfers over to day-to-day life. And that's why I love what we do, because it's organic. We can have the same, like I said, we can have a teenager, we can have an older woman, and if let's say for some reason she can't reach a certain distance, I'll scale it for her. But we want to get that range of motion to eventually get there. So it's for anybody and everybody. And
it's just like what she said. It's so true. Is that we, you know, when people always see that, and truthfully, you get the big picture. But if you get the big picture when you walk into a CrossFit gym. Sometimes you may go by a gym and you see the CrossFitters, and you may see someone out there flipping tires and they throwing weight around, and they got a bunch of plates on their barbell. Which, by the way, when you see those plates on the barbell, just because it looks like it's about 500 pounds, they're kind of thick, the rubber plates. It might actually only be about 95 pounds. And so keep that in mind. Okay, all right. So
95 pounds is pretty heavy.
It is. But you see that, but that is not the vast majority of CrossFit gyms. CrossFit gyms are made up of day-to-day people who live everyday lives, who work, who have a job, who may have families, and they just come in for that hour class, and they're trying to get themselves fit and healthy to do and live out the life that they want to live. And exactly like Vanessa said, my wife said, is that we help to prevent injury. We also help to prevent illness and sickness and diseases, and we help by getting people off the couch, as the founder of our CrossFit has said, Greg Glassman, off the couch and off the carbs is an idea, is a quote that he once said, and it's true. We try to get people off the couch and get moving. If you can get you moving, it's going to be so much more beneficial for you, your family, and those around you.
Yeah, you're right about that. Oh, that's good. What do you think? Actually, Vanessa, do you have any area of struggle before the breakthrough?
The struggle I think I would bring up is when we were in the garage. It kind of like, we came out here, and because we actually moved from Virginia, we started in Virginia, our CrossFit journey, and then moved to Arizona because of family, because they could help out with my little girls. And so I think the struggle for me was the beginning part. It's like you're so excited and you're bursting with all this energy, and you move out here and we're like, we know we're amazing people. Like, we just know it. And so we're like, man, everyone's going to be flooding in. We're just going to get, like, people lined up down the street for us. And, like, one person shows up. We're like, what is going on here? Like, and so we're in this little hot garage. And so I think for me it was, like, kind of just, like, the eye-opener that it doesn't start off with all these masses of people. It kind of starts off little. And to be happy and rejoice in progression and stuff like that. So I think that's what it was. It's just starting out. I just thought we were going to get this flood of people, and we got people, but hey, making an impact on one person's life, like I shared with you the story, just something simple as, man, I can't pick up my daughter. There was a woman who came in, I struggle to pick up my daughter and put her on the monkey bars from training with us just a short month to picking her up, and like, she's like, picked her up, she's like, oh my goodness, she felt so light. Like, I actually kind of, honestly, she almost hit her head on the monkey bar. That's what she told me, her daughter, because she lifted her up. It was just, her daughter was so much lighter than before, and it just shows the strength component that we add into our workouts, how much stronger she got and fitter. And so that was, I would say that's my struggle, is at the beginning. Not, you want these massive people, but it doesn't happen like that. It was a slow progression. And so,
but it's a progression, and what happened, and what it seems, just looking from the outside, is just like everyone else, there's a slow beginning. But if you take really good care of the people that you're taking care of, then they stick around, and then they tell others, and then it grows, and you have more and more people come in to the point where you're now in this great facility taking care of a lot of people and watching people get healthy. I'm one of those people that drives by and I watch you guys working out, and I get excited actually seeing some of the things that I see in there. So it's really neat to see what's happening with your facility. So what do you think makes you stand out above the competition? Because CrossFit is a very popular thing now, and so as it's becoming more popular, you're starting to see a few other places pop up here and there. But in our short time knowing each other, I've seen some very specific things that to me seems to make you stand out. But I want to know, what do you think makes you stand out?
For us, we believe what makes us stand out is that we're very family oriented. We're a gym, but we're community, and we love to see families flourish. We love to see the impact that health and fitness can take on an individual and see it change the lives of their family. When people come into our gym and in our facility, and our people, even the members of our gym now, have come in with this vibe, this spirit, this energy of wanting to promote and lift up and encourage one another. There's no shaming. There's none of that stuff. We're a gym that really focuses on, we want to make this the best part of your day. Mm-hmm. We want you to come in here, and whatever life has brought on you that day or that week, when you come in the presence of our gym, we want to uplift you. We want to make you feel comfortable, have a safe place for you to come. We've had members of ours say, you know what, this has been like our sanctuary. My sanity comes to life when I'm here. And they get to work out, and we want that. And we believe that's because my wife and I, we're focused, because our primary focus is with our relationship with ourselves, our family, our two beautiful daughters. We have a 5 and a 6-year-old, and we build everything around that. And in that, I believe others are seeing that, and that energy, that vibe, that spirit is what we set ourselves apart. Everyone, when you do CrossFit, you're going to learn how to squat. Anybody can teach you how to squat for the most part. Well, not anybody, but people can teach you how to squat. But if you notice, if you ever step into any CrossFit gyms, you'll feel a certain way in every single one of them. There's a different atmosphere, and we believe we set a tone of atmosphere of true, genuine concern of health and fitness for yourself and for your family, and really in a place that's safe and comfortable for every individual to come into.
Well, and I think that's the thing that spoke to me the most when I entered your gym, and when we talked about how you guys do things, that you're a place that the family really can be comfortable. And the entire family, and there's some places you go, you walk in, and the music is, I was going to say loud, but loud isn't the issue. Loud music is fine, but some of the things that you hear playing on the radio at some of these places are, some people might struggle a little bit with that. And just to know that you're a place that wants to be open and welcoming to people who value family, who value really being healthy, I think is tremendous. So I'm excited about that. And I thank you for doing that, for being a place that's going to do that. So, question for you here, actually. Anything else you want to say about what makes you stand out, Vanessa?
Exclamation point on what my husband said.
That's good. That's right.
I do have one more thing to say, just to add it to that. I definitely loved everything he said and agree 110% what my husband said. But also, it's fun what we do. Every day it's something different. Like if you would have told me years ago I would be doing handstand push-ups and walking on my hands and doing toes to bar and pull-ups, I would have said you're crazy. But it's fun. We push you to do things that you never, in a conventional gym, you just would never do stuff like that. And you just come in, you don't have to think. We have everything written up for you, and you just have fun with it, and we push you, and we push you to that threshold, and we encourage you, like you said, uplift you, and you leave thinking oh my goodness, I can't believe I just did that. That was so cool. So we make it fun, and then we really just push you to do things you never thought you would do, which I think is really cool, because our bodies are amazing, and they can do amazing things.
Yeah. They really can.
Yeah.
You can do more than you ever thought you could if you have the right people guiding you through that process. So here at the Beyond Pain Relief podcast, we're committed to helping our community not just relieve pain, but to experience greater health, weight loss, improved cognitive ability. What would you say is the main way that you help that happen? And actually, I may be speaking too soon into this, but you mentioned a term that I think fits into this that I would like for you to expand upon, and then you can add more if you need to. But I've heard the term functional fitness. Can you explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So functional fitness. When we talk about functional fitness, we're talking about you basically being able to function. And we've incorporated with functioning with fitness. All right. So we're trying to get you to function throughout life, throughout your day-to-day. Again, what my wife talked about, and she brought it down to something really basic as far as like picking up things and putting it back up. But whatever it may be, functioning, we can even think about those. I've spent quite about a good time inside of adult living facilities and nursing homes. And one of the things that I've noticed inside of there is a lot of these people are there because they need assistance on basic things. And so they've gotten older into elderly ages, and some, truthfully, they're not even at the ages that most would say. You may see a 50 or 60-year-old inside of these facilities come to a surprise, and they'll need assistance to use the restroom. They'll need assistance to get out of the bed. And we believe that if we can get people now and in those ages or even younger to begin to just functionality of sitting down properly, how you're going to sit down, and standing up. It's basic things. How do I get out of bed? How should my posture be? My back and chest up. And how should I be walking? Even just walking. If we can get you to start thinking about how your posture is, how you move your body through day-to-day life, we believe later on in life, it's not only now will it benefit you because you'll see the weight loss, you'll see the muscles coming through, you'll get stronger, you'll do great things within the gym. But later on in life, when I'm 70 or 80 years old, I may not be thinking about a handstand walk or something like that, but I am thinking about moving and playing with my grandchildren. Well, let me put a little disclaimer on that one because I have 2 daughters and I don't really look forward to them having children. But anyway,
not anytime soon. But
not anytime soon. And so, but again, is that really wanting to be able to be functional, be able to live out this life that we've been given, and live it to the best of the ability. And we believe that we're here more than just to sit around in our older age, so to say, and be dealing with injury and ailments. We may be dealing with that, but we believe that there's a way that we can start perhaps now, even no matter where you're at, is to begin to just get your body moving. And if you can get functionally moving, again, sitting down properly, walking, just walking. How do you walk? How is your posture? Putting things up in the refrigerator, in the closet, when I hang up the hangers. How is it? How am I moving my body? We want to make sure that you think about those things. And when you consider those things and you actually start thinking about it, it's weird. Because I'll sit in a chair and I'll be like, hold up. Is my knees pointing out? It's a kind of thing of that nature. Is my chest up? Kind of thing of that nature. But those things transfer over. My children, 5 and 6-year-old right now, they'll remind me, Dad, your back is rounded right now. I say, babe, you're right. Absolutely. You need to fix that. They'll tell me that now. And I'm thankful for that because they're watching it and they're seeing what we do. And we teach this stuff at home. But there's moments where you just kind of like slouch over, just kind of, it's like, And my daughter just said the other day, she said, Dad, your back, you got to keep your chest up. I was like, you're right, babe. You're right, babe. So those are the things that we talk about, just basic functional fitness and functional movement. And we do it at a rate and a pace that's going to really be wonderful for your body. It's so cool what we do. It's amazing the things that you see and the things that we see that transpires not only in our lives but the lives of those that we come in contact with that encounter CrossFit.
I heard this story quite a few years ago, and it's this story about this show that you guys are probably too young to remember, Phil Donahue. And during the Phil Donahue show, this is back in the 70s. This is back in the time when bodybuilding, like the really large bodybuilders, when that kind of bodybuilding was really popular, and you had these guys that had muscles on top of muscles, and they were so large the chairs that we're sitting in, they probably couldn't fit in these chairs. They had these amazing big muscles, and Phil Donahue looks at one of the guys and he says, "What are you going to do with all those muscles?" And the guy says, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do this. And he starts flexing his muscles. and Phil Donahue kind of shook his head and scratched a little bit and turned to the next guy and said, well, what are you going to do with all these muscles? And that guy says, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to do this. And he stands up and he turns around so that we can see his rear end and his muscles, which was really cool. Yeah. Except he still didn't answer the question. What are you going to do with all those muscles? What I'm hearing based on what you're telling me is that you're not going to teach people how to just build nice looking muscles. What you're doing is teaching people what you're going to do with this fitness. What is this exercise actually going to do to change your life? You're teaching people how to do something that's not only going to help them look better, but it's going to change what they can do every single day. And that's important. And that's why I think CrossFit is fantastic. I'm very thankful over the years to be able to work with lots of really good people in the fitness industry who are teaching people the right way. Some of our podcast listeners, you may want to go back to episode 8 and hear Mike Hernandez talk about being a warrior. It was a really good episode. I'm thankful for just the great information that you're giving and just realizing that it's not just about what you look like, how many muscles you have, but what are you going to do with it? That's really, really exciting.
And if I can go real quick on that, one more thing is wives or ladies, if your man or your husband, you want to see them start moving stuff around the house, have them join us. I tell you that much. You'll see stuff start moving in ways you never thought. You're like, what in the world? You can move that couch like that? I want furniture moved all the time now. So it's absolutely true. It's function, whatever it may be. Your life, we want to get you set up to enjoy your best life.
That's awesome.
So really quick, I'm going to piggyback off of that. Just a lot of natural movements that we do in our gym, just to let you guys know. Standing, sitting, throwing, lifting, pushing, pulling, climbing, running, and of course punching are all natural movements. And when you come into our gym, we'll be doing a lot of those movements. So stuff like that. Grown up within life, even as a little kid, throwing a ball around or whatever, just stuff like that. It's all the stuff we do. Bicep curls are cool. Like, I'm not knocking if people do bicep curls. Please don't get upset with me. But you won't see us in there like bicep. I mean, I'm not going to get a grocery in a can of something and just sit there and curl it with my arm. So those are a lot of natural functional movements that we do. And so the curling may have its place and it's not bad. I'm not saying it is, but a lot of those that I just listed is what you'll find in our gym that will help get you fit and that are functional that you'll use.
That's really awesome. Do you think, or what do you think is one tool or resource or something that you feel the listeners shouldn't live without, or something that you feel you can't live without?
She's absolutely right. I would say, truthfully, in going back to, we call CrossFit, it's functional fitness, CrossFit, and truthfully, it is. My wife said that is, I'm not saying a specific location, but when you look at CrossFit and what it is and the definition of fitness, and we've defined fitness in CrossFit, constantly varied, high-intensity functional movements, right? Constantly varied, high-intensity functional movements. That's defining CrossFit, is defining fitness is what CrossFit. We've tried to put a name on that. No one else hasn't been able to do that, which is really well. And that's what I would say that we really can't live without, is because this carries me through life. When I go to my children's recitals, or we're at the park, or my kids say, hey, let's run, they love racing. They love me chasing them up and down the stairs in the house. And in order for me to do that, it takes a lot of energy. It truly does. And my kids don't get tired, just like every other person's kids. For some reason, it takes like a lot. And so, but that's one of the things I would say that, we can't really live without, is wanting to just stay functionally fit and continuing on the basics, and that's squatting, standing up, sitting down and standing back up, or pressing. That's putting things in a cabinet, or putting things on a shelf, or lifting something up that someone asked me to lift up, or reaching to grab it from down. So I would say, truthfully, that's probably something really for us in this realm that we wouldn't be able to live without, because this is what's going to help carry us through our lives, and we believe.
That's really exciting. Before we end, is there anything at all that you'd like to say at the last moment for our listeners?
I just want to say this. You will not be disappointed by coming to see us. We have so many cool things. My wife and I, first off, my wife is like the most amazing woman you will ever meet, right? And she's
pretty awesome.
She is, I'm telling you. And let me tell you something. You come into our realm with the members we have. Our gym is not the gym, a wonderful place or an excellent place because of my wife and I. You know what makes up our gym is the members. Those people that we come in contact who really come in with a desire to want to see themselves in a better shape or a better form, or they want to get healthy for their families. And we are really excited and we look forward. I tell you, give us a try. Come see us out. There's a lot of amazing things happening in our gym with our members. And I tell you what, it's going to be one of the best decisions you'll ever make in your life.
That's really exciting. Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what would be, if someone's thinking right now, I want to start CrossFit, and not only do I want to start CrossFit, I want to see these guys here at CrossFit Saguaro, what should they do? How would they contact you?
They can visit our website, crossfitsaguaro.com, and all the information's on there. Our schedule's on there. My phone number's on there, so you can call me direct. You could text me. We have our email addresses on there, so all the information is on our website, crossfit.saguaro.com.
That's great.
Don't forget also those social media outlets. If you guys have it, you can reach us at CrossFit Saguaro on Facebook and Instagram as well. But definitely you can look us up, the website CrossFit Saguaro, that's SAGUARO, CrossFitSaguaro.com. You can reach us there. If you want to get in contact with my wife even right now, you can call at 520-405-9275. 520-405-9275.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
You guys were wonderful. In the show notes, once you see the show notes, check it out because there's a special offer that these guys from CrossFit Saguaro are offering. So click that link in the show notes and you'll hear about that. And we can't wait to get in there and see you soon. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a great and healthy week. Hey guys, it's Dr. Emil Tompkins. Many people fail to make a change in their health until things are drastic, until we've gone so far that it's so challenging to make that change, or we feel like it's almost too late, and then we're much more reluctant to make those changes in our health. This is a problem, and it needs to change. It needs to stop. When you find something that has an opportunity to make a difference in your health or in the health of someone around you, I invite you to take that opportunity to make that change for yourself or for someone you know. So I have a favor to ask of you. If you've listened to this podcast and you feel like there's something here that you think will benefit someone that you know, I invite you to share that podcast with them. There's a share link on the bottom of the screen. I want you to click that share button to share this with others. Give others the opportunity to experience the Beyond Pain Relief podcast. Share that with others. Make a difference in the health of someone around you. And I thank you so much for doing that. This is Dr. Emil Tompkins. Thank you for joining us on the Beyond Pain Relief podcast. And thank you for making a difference in the lives of the people around you. Have a great day.
You are listening to the Beyond the Pain podcast, where Dr. Emil Tompkins and his guests guide you through the latest techniques to relieve your pain and learn how to fuel, move, and think for lifetime wellness.